Hi there, this is Kelly and we're live here. This is Greg.
I'm Greg, hey.
Hey, we're live here at the Sacramento store today and we're talking about fall color trees, shrubs, fall color plants. And because it's fall, you know, you're walking around downtown, you're seeing all these beautiful colors and we get tons of questions all about fall color trees, so shrubs, everything else. So that's what we're discussing today. We're gonna wait a few minutes for some people to get on, and then we'll start our talk.
And you know, you've seen the whole skyline of Sacramento change the last 15-20 years. It's now beautiful and red. It looks like we live in the East Coast, you know, because of all the beautiful trees that are available, and they do really well here in Sacramento.
That's true. And I'm actually from Southern California, so I never had fall colored trees when I grew up, so I love the fall season here.
Oh yeah, I've seen, you know, I've been here almost 40 years at this location, and I've seen everything change throughout the years. And Sacramento, you know, you can look at old pictures of what the skyline looked like, and there was hardly any color except for, you know, all we had were like Modesto ash and liquid amber. Mm-hmm. And now with all the new trees, which we'll talk about, it's just absolutely beautiful, breathtaking.
Yeah, there's so much to choose from. So we'll wait for a few people to get to be joining us, and then we're going to begin. Again, it's trees, shrubs, anything fall. If you're a fall lover, join us. So let's actually walk over to where some of our trees are, and we're at the Sacramento store if you're just joining us.
And this Chinese pistache, this is the Keith Davey variety. This was planted in 2008 when Green Acres took over the store, which used to be Matsuda's. And look at how beautiful the color is. It doesn't get any of the fruit. It's a moderate growing tree. It does really well here, but look at the fall color is spectacular. And it's actually just started turning color. So, you know, it's a great tree for the lawn. It's great in bark. It's great for everything. You can actually get a little diffused light through it when it's growing in the summertime. So it's great for a lawn tree. But look at the beautiful color on that tree.
And does this tree, so this is Chinese pistache, is it messy?
Not at all, not at all. It doesn't produce the fruit. This is the Keith Davey variety. I sort of like the fruit hanging on the tree. It looks really cool and it's not really that messy, but this is Keith Davey, which doesn't have the fruit. The roots go down deep on it, you know, so the trees are turning color because they're going dormant. There's no chlorophyll going into the leaves, so this is the natural pigment. So you can always tell when the trees are starting to go to sleep because the trees turn color. And these deciduous trees are amazing because the pistache, for example, drops pretty much all its leaves during the first few storms. It's not something that you're going to be breaking the leaves forever in. But also, we really want to point out that trees are California friendly, and that's sort of our mantra here at Green Acres is to push things that do really well for our climate. And trees, look at we're like probably number 1 or number 2 per capita in the world as far as having trees go, and that's what's helped clean our air. It's pulling carbon from the air. It's basically helping the soil. It's keeping your smud bill down. The deciduous trees like this pistache are great because during the summertime, of course, you're going to have a lot of rich leaves going on that shade your house, and in the wintertime, here the leaves fall off and you get that solar heat, which actually warms your house. So trees are a big plus.
We love trees.
We love trees, definitely. I am a tree hugger. I literally go out and hug trees. So, you know, trees are really fascinating. People come in here and always ask, hey, I saw this beautiful tree. What is it? And these trees are deciduous, so now's the time to plant them. Fall is for planting. And man, you get so many different varieties, and you can actually put, if you have a small yard, you can go like with Pacific Sunset, you can go with the Trident Maple. They get up to about 20-25 feet. You can also go with, like, for example, the Crepe Myrtle. Crepe Myrtles turn beautiful fall color. It's amazing the fall color they get. So you get the summer blooms, and then you get the fall color with a Crepe Myrtle.
So that's this for a small space.
Yeah.
So if you have a small space, Crepe Myrtle, what was the other one? Trident Maple?
A Trident Maple, or you can go with the Pacific Sunset. They get about 20-25 feet tall. Okay. So that's perfect for like a small area. You have like a condo or a townhouse with a little patio. You can't beat it. You know, you're getting a tree that produces beautiful shade in the summertime, and then in the wintertime lets that sun come in.
And if you guys have questions about trees, about fall color trees, trees specifically that would fit in your space, feel free to type them in. We have someone ready to answer questions. But we're talking all about fall color, and we're live at Sacramento. And actually, I think this is the first time we've done a Facebook Live here at the store, right?
Yeah, at the good old Sacramento store.
Sacramento store. So we just talked about crepe myrtles. What are some other trees we have?
The Raywood ash.
Fall color.
Okay, this turns like a rich burgundy leaf color. So it's dark green in the summertime, then this burgundy color.
That's pretty.
Really nice. Gets up to about 30 to 40 feet tall. Spreads about 25 to 35 feet. Wonderful, wonderful tree.
Raywood ash. Beautiful.
Here's a Chinese pistache in a 5-gallon. So see, they even at a young age
they have
the
fall
beautiful
color.
Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing?
That's so pretty. So that is this tree. If you're wondering, that becomes this larger tree.
Yeah,
in a
this
few
tree
years.
was a 5-gallon plant in 2008.
And I think Greg probably planted it. He was probably here for the planting.
Actually, I watched them plant it. I didn't plant it, but I did watch them. Another one, if you want like a great border tree,
I love these trees.
this is the ginkgo, the oldest tree in the world, oldest tree known to man. There's fossils of ginkgos. This has this really rich yellow goldish color. Roots go down deep. It's just beautiful. You know, if you ever want to really have a nice weekend, walk around the Sac State campus. You can see some of these that were planted in the 50s and 60s. They're just very majestic. It's an amazing tree. It's a legacy tree. So if you have like a little child plant one, and then when they get older, they can say, wow, you know, this tree it's just an amazing tree. Deep roots.
Some yellow up at the top.
The yellow is they're just starting to turn color.
That's the ginkgo.
Yeah.
How big does that one get?
Eventually, probably about 50, 60 feet tall.
For a larger yard.
Yeah, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take 50, 60 years to do that. So you don't have to worry about that. You let your grandkids worry about that. Probably the biggest seller on the maples is the October Glory, and this is the one that's really turning color now. If you're going down Highway 50, you see a lot of the big businesses like in Rancho Cordova. They just planted them. They're brilliant red.
We'll get up close and look at the leaves.
And the great thing about the October Glory is that when we have our first big storm, after it turns magnificent red, the leaves pretty much all drop. So like I said, that's beautiful. It's really cool because you got a bunch of leaves, make a pile and run through it with your dog. There's no fun
for all.
Exactly. So the October Glory is an amazing tree.
And we're live here. If you are getting questions, if you have questions, feel free to type them in, or at a later time too.
You know, we get so many questions for people that come in here and ask about trees, and trees are really actually needed to be planted here in California because it helps with the drought. They basically help with the soil. Believe it or not, their roots get their soil going. They capture water when it rains. They take carbon out of the air. They sequester carbon, so they actually help with global warming. They're just an amazing thing. But the most of all is that trees are just amazing, and I'm probably one of your biggest tree huggers. You'll probably see me some Sunday morning in Sac State campus hugging a tree. I just love them.
I hope so.
There's a lot of other maples like the Red Sunset that gets really tall, about 50 feet, 40 to 50 feet.
Red Sunset. How tall does the October Glory
October
get?
about 30 to 45, just depending on your soil.
Okay. For larger yards.
Sure.
October Glory.
And then,
Sunset.
we didn't even talk about shrubs, but there are a lot of shrubs that turn color, like your heavenly bamboo. There's all these different varieties of heavenly bamboo. That one is the firepower that in the summertime is nice and green foliage, and then it turns dark red. It's amazing. These are evergreen. Right next to it, it looks like a moon bay, which gets up to about 2 feet. Sorry, 20 feet would be a little crazy.
Giant.
About 2 feet. Then this right next to you is the Kaleidoscopobilia, which has year-round color. The fall color is starting to turn red, and it gets brilliant red. Has that green center. It flowers during the fall, and then it's going to be bright red during the winter time.
So this is a year-round interest.
Exactly.
And it doesn't lose its leaves.
It doesn't lose its leaves. None of these shrubs do. Now, if you want a shrub that loses its leaves with fall color, you can go with like the crepe myrtle. You can go with like the dogwood over here, which is starting to turn color. The euonymus, there's a deciduous variety of euonymus that turns color. So, you know, this is fun. We always get questions asked about what looks good here. You know, you don't need to go to New England. You can stay here in good old Sacramento and have nice fall color.
We do have it. Great. Well, there's a few people joining us. If you have questions, feel free to type them in. We're ready to answer them, even if it's about something else, not fall color.
Yeah.
We're here to help.
You know, even fall color. Look at these camellias, for example, too.
Let's take a look.
The Sasanqua variety of camellia is actually considered a sun type camellia because it tolerates sun more, you know, in the afternoon. They'll go up to 3 to 4 o'clock with full sun. This is the Yuletide here, and Yuletide, and it is going to be blooming from now through the first of next year. The great thing about camellias is the hummingbirds are really attracted to it.
As I'm filming, there's a bee that's hovering that loves it.
And camellias are great because hummingbirds hang around year-round, a lot of them do. And hummingbirds, besides needing their body weight in nectar, they also need protein. So the camellias come out and give them the nectar that they need during the wintertime. So, you know, you want to put a hummingbird feeder out in the wintertime, but hey, plant a camellia too, and that'll definitely help the hummingbirds, you know, take off.
And so we want to talk about the fall color, in which we did, and one other thing we did want to discuss is, you know, Christmas is coming soon. A lot of people are trying to be a little bit more sustainable in their choices and go with a live Christmas tree, so one that you could plant in your yard actually after Christmas. So we have some trees, and they're actually really growing in popularity, that are just live trees. It looks like a Christmas tree, it feels like a Christmas tree, it smells like one, but it's potted, and so after you're done with the season, you would plant it in your yard.
Sure, like the Colorado blue spruce, which does really well. Plant it in a lawn type situation. Give it some space, because after a while it's going to grow big, but this is a nice tree. It'll really raise the value of your property. It's fantastic with lights on it. It doesn't mind that. It does well here once it's established. They look the best when they get a little afternoon shade, so plant it on the northern or eastern side of your property. Yeah. They do well in a pot for quite some time. Bring them in the house no later than 10 days before Christmas, though. Put a little bit of ice around their roots every day when they're in your house, and they really thrive. We'll be talking more about this during more Christmas time. But you know, it's really funny because we'll be getting our cut Christmas trees soon, but people are already starting to ask about living Christmas trees. Yes. It's funny, you know. You know, we just finished with Halloween and we haven't even got Thanksgiving yet, but people do ask about them.
Yeah, so we'll touch more on that next time we're live. But thanks for joining us today. I think we're going to call it a day. Feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be there. You can subscribe to our newsletter, and you can do that on our website. And if you like us and you like Green Acres, do a Google review for us and tell us what you think. Thanks for joining us today. And again, any questions after this, feel free to write us. We'll get back to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Cheers.